Back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. Now, here we are with Shib Coin, Shiba Inu. We're going to break down some things that we've discussed throughout the week on it, as well as an article that I came across. And I'm going to break down this article because there's some really interesting things when it comes to a terminology called flippening. And flippening, if it happens, it's going to be a huge catalyst moving forward for Shiba Inu, its community, and its growth. But before we talk about it, I want to share with you guys the home runs of the day that I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you because you trade stocks apart from crypto as well, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. And we're going to get right into it here with Shiba Inu. The home runs of the day were spectacular. What a great way to end the week, especially on a Friday. And after the S&P 500 index has been in a downward trend for the last week, I have managed to find daily at least one home run opportunity between the weekly watch list and the daily watch list. And if that's something that interests you, I would like to invite you to join us. Check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. So EFTR was a home run I mentioned yesterday. SOS gave us 5 to 10%. And ENDP gave us a home run opportunity. Now we're going to look at that chart in just a moment. But before we do, I want to share with you guys here EFTR. EFTR was a home run yesterday. I was watching it in today's pre-market. And if it wasn't for 42 Vision, which are the candlesticks that you see here, it's an indicator you can gain access to as well by joining the 42 Vision tier level. But it allows me to see the dips and the rips and the transitions of an upward momentum or downward momentum. So if it wasn't for 42 Vision, I wouldn't have made an opportunity out of this early on because I don't like trading the pre-market, but I made something out of it because of 42 Vision. Now, these were the two opportunities I mentioned this morning that turned out to be spectacular. So SOS gave us nearly a 10% jump in the pre-market, pulled downwards, gave 5 to 8%, hit another bottom here, and took off for a 15% plus opportunity. And the home run of the day was ENDP. We caught this one as it was pulling downwards after running after the bell. And after pulling downwards, you could see there with 42 Vision how it transitioned and how it had strength all the way up towards that highest point of 20% plus. If this is something that interests you and you want to become part of, check out the link down below. And we look forward to having you join us. Let's jump into these charts. So Shiba Inu is currently pulling back a little bit from its recent highs that we saw all the way up here at 5 zeros and an 8 and 0.5 zeros and a 778. Now, it's pulling back because obviously there was a lot of hype and speculation with Shiba Inu overall, and the whole crypto market is pulling back. While the crypto market hasn't really recovered as much as Shiba Inu pulled back to 5 zeros and a 5 and jumped up. It kind of held itself up because of all this further adoption, got added onto Coinbase, which we're going to go over in just a second, and then it went ahead and started to pull back down into reality. So there's been a lot of great positive catalysts right now for Shiba Inu in the short term, but the long-term story, it's always going to follow indirectly what other cryptos are doing because the crypto market is all moved by Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and also we got Cardano out there, we got XRP, we got many others that a lot of people turn to see what's going on overall in the markets, but Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two top dogs. So let's go ahead and talk about right now what's going on with Shiba Inu, because the first thing is the trending topic, right? I've talked about how Shiba Inu has lost its trendingness. It's not even here, okay? That is so important to be aware of it. And as long as this continues to hold itself up or possibly even push up higher without trending, that's like getting in before the trend, right? Before the run, before the next run. Now, it could dip further. Don't get me wrong, because it's not trending. But the way it's been moving without trending, it's pretty strong, if you ask me. When you look at the whole entire dip here and the run back up, and it's trying to fight to stay up. It could retest it or get close to it or break through it. But right now, it's looking pretty strong. Now, most visited, Shiba Inu continues to grow in the chart. It was way down here in the 20s. It went up to 18, 17, and it's now 14. The reason being is because it has been added to Coinbase Pro. This was one of the biggest catalysts that Shiba Inu needed to go ahead and grow. As soon as Coinbase allowed charting, I did a video on it and I stated, once it gets added, this is going to be one of the biggest catalysts for further adoption. And interesting enough, WeBull added it for charting. You couldn't trade it, and recently added it to be traded as well. I did a video on that as well. These have been two huge catalysts moving forward. And the big question is, will Robinhood be next? And we're going to look over that in just a moment after this. But I want you guys to see this together here because it talks about the future of Shiba Inu, price predictions and market expectations, right? So I'm going to kind of just break this down really fast. They talk about how Shiba Inu could take over Dogecoin or not, and there's big differences amongst the two. But Dogecoin has Elon Musk and Mark Cuban behind it and many others. Now, Shiba Inu does not have the support from large community heroes, right? But they have one, Buterin, right? He is the co-founder of Ethereum. And guess what? If he's the one backing it and he's the co-founder of Ethereum, guess what family Shiba Inu is under? The Ethereum family. So he knows more than anyone if Shiba Inu has any type of value or any possible opportunity to have value, right? When you look at this here, the potential flippening, okay? This is the flippening effect of Bitcoin may affect Shiba Inu. Bitcoin is the large umbrella that Dogecoin falls under. So Dogecoin is in the family of Bitcoin, which makes Dogecoin pretty powerful when you really think about it. It's just unlimited supply and Bitcoin is a limited supply. There's some differences. But the main thing here is the families they fall under. Now, the flippening effect is super important if you're not aware of it, because the flippening effect is saying that there may be an effect to Shiba Inu when Ethereum upgrades and can possibly take over the world's largest cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin, or go head to head with it. Let's just say Ethereum doesn't break over it, right? Which a lot of people are speculating it can. If it doesn't, well, Ethereum can get pretty close to it. And if they're both pretty valued high and Dogecoin was dragged up with Bitcoin eventually, Shiba Inu could be dragged up eventually with Ethereum. Think about that, because that's how they fall under these families. And the flippening effect is that someday, Ethereum could catch up or break above at some point above Bitcoin. Shiba Inu is under it, indirectly can be affected in a very positive manner to the upside. Same thing that happened with Dogecoin and Bitcoin going to extreme highs, and we saw Dogecoin go to 70 cents. Yes, it was driven by a lot of, euphoria and a lot of hype, but also the technicals of the growth within that umbrella. So if the Ethereum umbrella grows, Shiba Inu may follow. That's the speculation here. So that's a big thing to be aware of, the flippening effect, which is possible. Now, that is not something 100% guaranteed, but it could be one of those that is said to take over it or be a fight up against it when it comes to value per token. Okay, that's something to be aware of. So here we have the biggest speculation. Will Robinhood be next? Well, it was stated here on August 23rd that Shiba Inu to be listed on Coinbase, Robinhood, and WeBull in September 2021 ? So far, two of these have actually stepped up. I believe Robinhood is saving itself to be last, to be that last catalyst and make themselves stand out. Because Robinhood being next will be huge, okay? Shiba Inu, which was recently released and listed on eToro and Coinbase Custody, might soon see itself being listed on 3 different platforms in the month's time. So eToro did a big move, and it's making the movement to get onto Coinbase Pro, onto WeBull, and Robinhood is left. When Robinhood makes that step, that will be huge, and I think further adoption is just going to unravel over time. I think that's something to just be aware of, and that's something to think about, and they're the only ones left. And you can see here in this tweet, way back in August 20th, before this article came out, rumors are swirling through the crypto sphere that Shib will be added to Coinbase and Robinhood app during the month of September. Bullish as ever. Robinhood is being a little bit delayed, We still have weeks to go, days to go in September, but they already made moves pretty quickly. WeBull moved pretty quickly. We had Coinbase move pretty quickly. eToro was the first one to start making this revolution and movement, and we have Robinhood left. There is no doubt in my mind that Robinhood is going to ignore this because this takes away from their market share. I'll never forget when I actually talked about one of these articles not too long ago where you can actually see, right, where I stated how Dogecoin was a big indication for Robinhood's growth, okay, 3 weeks ago. And this was an indirect, and literally this is around the same time I wasn't even aware of this information here, that all of these were possibly going to happen, right? And everyone talked about, fake news. You're just bringing out new fake news. And I stated, this right here could be a big implication because Robinhood's total revenue, like a large portion of it, was thanks to Dogecoin. And if Dogecoin competes with Shiba Inu and the community wants Shiba Inu, that further adoption is going to force Robinhood to do that to satisfy its customers. Remember, every single investor in that platform is a customer, and if they want Shiba Inu and they did so well with Dogecoin, they were bound to have to add Shiba Inu, and it's coming. I mean, this was talked about 3 weeks ago, and that's why it's so important that sometimes you're watching these videos, and if you don't even understand what is going on, well, just listen and be open-minded, because due diligence and timing is everything. So when your due diligence is early and your timing is early, like I just showed you guys, it's not even on the trendings list, but it's the most visited, right? It's not trending right now, but a lot of visitations are happening to Shiba Inu and it's going up in the ranks. That's the best time to know about it. So back in August 19th, when I was becoming aware of this, and I was actually speculating this, right? With no formal news or anything, it just made sense. If they compete and Dogecoin was so important to them in their revenue, well, Shiba Inu could be next. So when you know things ahead of time and you start preparing for it and you're watching for certain cues, that's how you know the news before the news. So when I talked about this in August, everyone was talking about that's fake news. What you're saying, I wasted my time. It's not a waste of time because it's coming, guys. It's here on this list. And if this was stated on August 23rd, Coinbase already moved, WeBull already moved. The question mark is, will Robinhood move? Do you think Robinhood will make the move? And we're going to keep on following, doing proper due diligence to the best of my knowledge so that we are equipped and prepared to know everything that we need to know about with Shiba Inu moving forward. So what would it take and how much do you have to buy at these current levels to become a Shib Coin millionaire? So we're going to break it down. So at the time of this recording, Shiba Inu is worth 0.5 zeros, right? And a 7. So if we go ahead and divide 700 by 0.5 zeros and a 7, you would get 100 million coins. Now, theoretically speaking, if this does reach 1 cent, which is totally possible, we don't know how long it'll take. We don't know how much burning it's going to take. It's all speculation, but it is possible based off the history of what Dogecoin did, where it started, and where it's at. And same thing with Shiba Inu, where it's at and where it's going, right? So if we go ahead and multiply that by 1 cent, there's your 1 million. So at the current levels, if someone was to buy and hold until it reaches 1 cent, all it takes is $700. Now, some have said, well, what about 1 cent being too speculative? I think it could possibly reach 1,000th of a cent, right? Which would be 2 zeros and a 1. So if that's the case, it would be then $7,000 divided by 5 zeros, right? And a 7, and you get 1 billion tokens, and you multiply that by 2 zeros and a 1, and there's your $1 million. So between $700 to $7,000 are some reasonable numbers at the current levels for this to reach eventually 1/100th of a cent or 1 cent in total. Now, some have stated, well, 1,000th of a cent is possible. That would take $70,000 at the current levels and holding until it reaches 1,000th of a cent, which would be 3 zeros in front of the 1. Okay, that's a lot closer than 1/100th, and that's a lot closer than 1 cent. But everyone's aiming towards that speculative approach that it could reach 1 cent. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already, and let's make some money.